All right, we are live. Yes, we are. Give this a second to kick up, get everything booted up, get live on Facebook, get live on YouTube. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
How are we? Welcome to the MMT Live Investment Show, live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. It is 10 a.m. Central, and here we are. I just heard Joe's famous clock go off. Tell me about that clock. Where did you get that clock, Joe? Tell me the story.
That clock is bought it. It's a pretty little gold looking clock, about 5 by 6 inches, and it's quartz. It just keeps perfect time. You just got it at a Walmart or somewhere like that. Just keeps perfect time.
Nice.
Very seldom have to reset it unless the battery goes dead.
There you go. That's what you want. Yeah, I mean it goes off every day, and it's always on the second day.
Yeah. I'll show it to you. See if I can get a picture around here too. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah.
Can you see it? There you go.
Yeah. That's great. Perfect. Now we have a face to the voice.
Exactly.
The clock will be famous now.
Yep, absolutely.
There's going to be a run on them now. Everybody's going to go get one, Joe.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone in. The main topic of the day we're going to be talking about is PDT, the pattern day trader rule. We're going to talk about brokers, the different brokers, some of the advantages of some of them, and then specific issues with each one, pros and cons of some of those brokers.
What do you call this one? What do you call it?
PDT, pattern day trader.
Oh, pattern day traders. I'm going to sound like a sexual disease or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. it's a P. The first letter is a P, is in pattern. Remember that. Yes, it seems Tim is not here today. Is that correct, Joe?
Tim is not going to be here. Correct.
So it'll just be us. Great. Yeah, PDT is one I wanted to talk about. We posted the editorial on Friday, and it's a really good one to get into because I think there's been so much change in the dynamics of trading in general. There seems to be a standard method of trading for the era of the industry you're in. Those eras aren't necessarily a certain amount of years or anything like that, but the majority of trading activity happens in a certain way and for a certain intention. And I think it's fair to say that the economic impacts and the different things that change throughout our time have a big effect on how people trade the market, because that establishes the intention for how people trade the market. How people trade the market, the retail investor, is dependent on what's going on in their year, their presidency, their socioeconomic status, all those things that are happening, I think have a big effect on it. So that is kind of what we are going to be looking at today, moreover. But first of all, Mark, how was your week so far? It's a Thursday. You get one more exciting day of trading tomorrow. How's it been going?
It's been pretty good. Yeah, the market gives what it gives, and we take what we can from it, right?
Yeah.
I think today I only had really about one trade. It came in a little bit late. I think overall today, I think Joe, correct me, we're up like 11+% today, just between the two traders that we have. And then I think overall for the market, we end up at the week, Joe, we're still about 60% or something.
Yeah, well today, not counting the one that you got, you get a chance to just text it to me. We're up 11.2706 for the day, and that was your 4 apples. It doesn't include your Q2 for the week through the end of the end of today. Not counting yours, we're at 53%.
Okay, so close to the 60 mark. Typically, we've been averaging about 100% or so, in our trades per day, and that's what we're doing, right? We're talking about this pattern day trading thing. We are day trading, right? We're in and out of these positions multiple times during the day. Mm-hmm. And obviously there's this regulation you were alluding to, I think, before, this PDT, and there's some little nuances to that. But I think if you manage your risk and are aware of, or have good trading indicators, I think, like we have on MMT, allows us to minimize that risk and then get in and out as quickly as you can and lock in a profit.
Yeah, that's we've been doing this for this particular service for 106 weeks as of tomorrow, Friday, and we've averaged over 100%. Like last week, we were 122%, 11%, something like that. And the week before, we were 127%. So it's just fantastic.
Yep.
Wait, Joe. So 52 weeks in a year. We just passed 2 years.
That'd
be 104.
Yeah, we've just passed 2 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So a couple weeks ago, we had a 2-year anniversary, and we didn't even do anything special.
That's as a subscription service that our people that subscribe to this and go to the sessions every morning.
That's true.
We've been doing it about 5 years. It was internal corporate. Now these guys, Tim and Mark, trade our corporate account along with their account. So all these trades are real trades.
Yeah, but no celebration. We should have had a couple of clients talked about free Krispy Kreme donuts and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that has to do with the virus, the shot.
Yeah, there you go.
The Krispy Kreme, if you get a shot, if you get just one shot, then they give you the free Krispy Kreme donut for 1 week for the rest of the year.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah.
Yeah, and we decided yesterday. Well, you drive up to the drive-in window. How do they know you hadn't been? 3 other drive-in windows, and we decided they weigh you, and so they can tell if you're gaining weight if you're eating more than one donut a week. So
there you go. You should get a treadmill with that too. I don't know.
Yeah, I got my second shot coming up on Monday. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
The ones we've had been real good. My wife and I didn't get ill in either one of them. And
good.
And really, I couldn't believe that there's, I don't know what some kind of Marines or something that were doing it. But the guy was so good. I didn't even know he did it. He was
nice.
Really good.
That's awesome. Yeah, same for me on the first one. I didn't even notice what happened.
But Joe's back from that day when people were made a lot tougher, so they don't have the side effects like some of us do.
I was real bad. He screamed, cried, fall on the floor.
Yeah.
My wife and I both of ours. We didn't feel either one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, good. Even afterwards?
Nope. It had nothing. It was like didn't get it. So I guess we're the lucky ones because I talked to a lot of people that the second one they kind of get sick.
Yeah, I had a fever for a few days. It was a little rough.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She did Moderna. I did Pfizer, and we had no side effects at all.
Well, now, Tim,
Did you have any similar symptoms throughout it?
Yeah.
Like symptoms during? Because I find the people that struggle with it, if one person in the house struggles with it, they kind of all do.
Oh yeah.
Shot getting sick, and they've said that like certain amounts of exposure may lead to more severe side effects if you have had a little bit of it. Yeah.
Micah, you get your first one or second one. What'd you say?
I'm getting my second one on Monday. Yeah, I have my first one, which was a breeze. Mine didn't even hurt.
You probably won't have any problem. Probably won't have any problems with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a young, healthy guy. Your body will handle it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Shot of whiskey, you'll be all right.
I went into Walmart's yesterday. And, I didn't have my mask on. I had it in my pocket just in case. So they already removed their signs, Yep. I went in there. I think I was the only one in Walmart that had on a mask. I had the shots. So I'm sure there were a lot of people just like me,
They feel naked without it. I went to a couple places like that too. It's like, what? No mask? Okay.
It's almost like the seat belt now, right?
You know who's been worse for having to wear the mask. It's been worse for guys that pick up girls as a date, and he didn't really know what they look like.
Yeah.
And he feels he would be not a good American if you asked her to take her.
That could be a scary situation. Yeah.
And the other situation is where, you're a deaf mute, and you do read lips. You read lips to a mask. Seriously,
That'd be difficult. Very difficult. Right?
It's actually fair. There's a lot of people that are.
And then the last one, the last one is you have really bad breath.
Oh,
You're trapped.
You're gonna kill yourself, man.
Yeah.
It's good for other people, right?
That's
What
right.
you can do is just hang one of the little air fresheners over the mask or with your mask. Yeah, and then just
There you go.
go
Yeah,
for the air.
you can make an air freshener mask. That's probably sold really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we digress, right?
Yeah, we digress. We get on tangents. That's all right. Randy, how was your week before we head into PD?
Great. On Monday, which is where I teach the how to use our advanced charting charts for momentum trading, and what we call momentum trading is entering an option at the beginning of the cycle and then letting it run up, and then closing for a profit. So, kind of like what Mark does, but he does it in 30 seconds. The momentum trading is usually a day or two. However, on Monday, I go through 35 charts looking for the beginning of a rising cycle, and identified eBay, entered eBay right during the coaching session. So right during the coaching session, we analyze the charts, identify if there's a good opening, look for the appropriate position, and then I actually opened eBay, and it went up, and I decided to close it out that afternoon. So I was in that position for 4 hours and 20 minutes, 3.6% return just for
hard work, man. Yeah.
just for the day. And I'd rather be in them shorter term than longer term right now with how the market is. And we saw what happened Monday afternoon, Tuesday and Wednesday. The market's just going down. Now today it's coming back up.
Right.
That was the same pattern as last week too. It was down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday came back up. So
interesting, huh?
Let me ask you, Mike, when you say pattern day trading, is someone that trades our MMM techniques or trades Randy's short call techniques, is that a pattern? Is that what you call a pattern? Like somebody just trades his?
Yeah. So the first is a yes. The second is possibly. Yeah. So pattern day trader is defined as, well, most brokerages, has had some minor adjustments through the years, but for most brokerages, you have 3 day trades every 5-day rolling period. So basically think of it as a 3 tally system. Mm-hmm. When one trade is made, it must be opened and closed on the same day to be a day trade. So if you open it on a Monday, close it on Tuesday, you're good. However, if you open it on a Tuesday and close it on a Tuesday, that takes one of your 3.
Yeah, it has to be over that 5 business days, right? It's like over a 5 business day span.
Yes, but yeah. So then you have 2 trades left. If you make another trade on Wednesday, close it on Thursday, you still got 2 trades. So it's only the day trades that get flagged for you.
And it's not, it doesn't matter what it is you are trading. So it's not a pattern of I'm getting an apple out of apple, and it's that you're entering a position and closing it on the same day, and you're doing that multiple times. That's your pattern, is that you keep buying something and selling it, buying something and selling it. It doesn't matter what it is exactly that you're buying and selling. It's just if you're opening and closing the position in the same day, that's a day trade in regards to the SEC rules.
Absolutely. If anyone has any questions or comments on this, feel free to put it in the comment box on YouTube or Facebook. It'll pop up for us there. So feel free.
There's a couple things in that, right? So the pattern day trader, though, as you look at the regulatory requirements, I mean, it says you have to have a $25,000 in your account or something, or margin accounts, to be able to cover potential losses of this day trader. The government considers it risky, right? But also we found that if you just tell them you're doing a cash account without the margin, then it's not needed.
Yes,
you can trade lower account values,
which is interesting to me. That's the first point I'm thinking of as well, because they brought it out in 2001. I think part of it was in response to some things that happened in 2001, and as a safety net.
Because all the .com traders that lost all their money when they were trading.
Yep, exactly. There's and to protect their funds, they brought that about. It's just interesting to me though that it doesn't carry through to cash accounts. Now, cash accounts are a bank account that you can trade out of. Not quite, but for less words. The clearing times are very similar. If you use funds on options, you can use them again the same day. If you use funds on stocks, you can use them one day after. But there's no limited amount of trades. You can just trade the money you have in the account. And then whenever it clears again and they prove, just like a check clearing, they prove that money's still valid, then you can trade it again. So there's no PDT on that. Even if it is, $10, $15, $22,000, if it's in a cash account, they aren't subject to that. So it's all under the guise of protecting your dollars, but I think there are dollars being protected, and I don't think they only care about the margin personally. I don't know. Is that fair to say, you guys? Or
Okay.
Yeah.
They do a lot to protect their money. They're very, good with their stops and their margin calls and the different things that protect margin, which is another reason we talk against it.
But if you have a margin account, but so you're approved for margin, but you don't use margin, that's what we recommend to our people, because that way you can trade anything as much as you want, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way to go. Just don't use margin.
Right.
And that's the advantage of our micro moment. And Randy's trades, they're so leveraged. You don't need margin, and you don't incur any, ratio, you don't incur any expense, because you can do 100%. It doesn't make any difference if you're using the options. Yeah.
Over 25,000.
You can use margin if you want to, but just realize there's some risk with that too, right? You're going to have cost for the margin. You could get overextended, but there's no reason you should need to do that, really.
Oh, margin would be a killer with our techniques, our covered call techniques. Yeah.
But trading on margin, you're at risk of losing more money than you have, and that's not a good thing. Just trade the money that you have, and keep in mind that there's a risk of having it in the market. So don't use your next month's rent money to go out and trade.
Can you imagine how many people were wiped out with that? What was that Robinhood stock that was going so wild?
GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop.
Yeah.
There were some people who made lots of money and lots of people that got wiped out.
Or you got to tell your wife, hey, by the way, honey, we got to take out a second mortgage.
Yeah.
I lost our house in GameStop.
Yeah.
Probably those big brokerage houses have a subsidiary under a different name, and they just let you know, hey, if you need a mortgage on your house, we can do it quickly. Yeah.
Well, the brokers like you to trade on margin because they're charging you interest on that money. So they're loaning out the cash that are in accounts for you to have margin, and they love you to trade on margin. But they'll take their money back first before you get any money back. That's what's called the margin calls that happen in the afternoons.
Let me ask something about this. Yesterday, Fidelity came out with an ad. They're going to offer special accounts 13 to 17-year-olds with being supervised by their parents. The parents have to have an account. They say no fees, no commissions, no nothing. I don't see how they're going to do that. Look, they're still trades. And I don't know how. I don't think that the regulatory authority is just going to give up all those charges.
Are they live money trades?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's only for stocks. It's only for stocks buying and selling. They can't do options in those accounts. But they're starting it off. No fees for the teenagers. They want to get them hooked. They want to get them hooked right away so that they keep trading. And they keep trading when they start getting some money.
Well, that's what I was telling before we started here. I was telling Mike, I said, now my editorial this week is going to be on that and comparing that to the advantage for kids. I talk about it all the time using the micro movement, where number one, they can trade virtually forever. They don't have to, because they mentioned on the other one, they have some losses. They don't even have to have any losses doing virtual trading. And besides that, micro moment trading is sort of like a sophisticated, what do we call it, Micah? 13-year-olds like to play computer games. It's a sophisticated computer game. You just listen to Mark and they say, well, the charge for this little 13-year-olds with him. Well, yeah, we can do that. Probably better than Mark. Yeah, probably both certainly better than Mark. But, because kids like that stuff versus trying to analyze what kind of stock you're going to go into. And Dad's giving you his advice. He doesn't know a damn thing about it. And, you got lackadaisical bunch of brokers that aren't going to help you at all. That's going to be a disaster as long as
because of the intention of the broker is to make their money.
Yeah, who's going to mess with a 13-year-old? Nobody is, So it's going to be dependent upon their dad giving them advice. Their dads don't know anything. And besides that, Fidelity, the best you're ever going to do is maybe 5% a year. They'll tell you that. And, they have a provision there. They will trade for you, Randy. They will trade some mutual funds and stuff, but they're doing it. So what are you going to learn as a 13-year-old? Somebody trade mutual funds for you.
Yeah, I think that the big thing is if those young kids are actually going to be doing their trading, or their parents just opening an account for them to have it go into them, but they need to get some kind of training to figure out how do you actually do that, not just how do you use the platform, but how do you analyze positions and enter good solid quality companies that are going up. They need to get some kind of trading somewhere, and
that's why
we have lots of training here if they want to come and learn.
That's why I think that your techniques and macro, these 13-year-olds, they're good at that. And like I say, both of them sort of like big computer games. And pretty soon that kid can read that chart. He said, "Well, look at that chart." He's not having to worry about, and he's not having to worry about analyzing stocks, picking what a good stock is. Who can do that? Nobody can do that, And so it's just such an act.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if Fidelity has a paper trading or a virtual trading platform or not, but I would still say a kid should still start with a virtual trading and make sure they really understand what they're doing before adding money.
Yeah, and I believe the platforms. See, E-Trade, they did have a virtual for a while, and then they got rid of it completely. Did they ever reinstate a version of their virtual trading?
Yeah, E-Trade has virtual trading.
Okay, on their Pro or just on the web version?
What one do I use? The Power. I use Power E-Trade. They have virtual trading on that.
Oh, the Power E-Trade. Okay, yeah. Cool.
We did under covered calls of Leafs Wealth Auction. We used to have those seminars all across the country. Once a month, the one in Dallas, we would give away it. You bring your kid. Kid had to be 10 or over, and his name goes into a hat. A ticket for $5,000. The kid got $5,000 to put in a trading account. We did that for about almost 2 years, right? I don't know if any kid ever got that $5,000. A bloodthirsty parent would bring him there. Hopefully, his name's going to be drawn out of the hat. So that was a total flop.
And then the parents just took it?
Yeah, they took it and spent it on something else. Yeah. They went out and bought something,
Well, it'd be nice to hear from one of those kids that wanted to see did they use the techniques? Did they grow their account, and are they rich and famous like Micah now, where they don't even have to go to work?
So if anybody listens to this, know how it works.
But it is a great thing for younger people to learn, because it's something they can do their entire life and add to the income that they're generating.
Eleanor says, in 15 years, only wandered into the margin once. The transaction was completed, but the cash had not yet cleared. Never played it that close again. Yep. Yeah, every once in a while you get just at the edge of that transition, you get confused where you're at. That's totally understandable.
I think Eleanor's going on 20 years as a client.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 15 years, she said Yeah, never wanted. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, some people have the techniques to do it, but I guess it's completely up to you. But it isn't inherently your money to begin with. It brings about some interesting challenges. Um, I want to talk about a little bit about brokerages. What do you guys personally use, and how are you liking it so far?
I use E-Trade, and I've always used E-Trade, and I like it. Yeah, I was with them back when you had to I was when they had major orders on touchstone phones.
Yep.
Mess. Yeah.
Yeah, like we talked before, Joe and I, talk about used to get the paper out, open it up. Let's see where the stocks or options are at today. You had to find it listing in the nearest eighth or quarter or something, depending on what they were. Then you got to call your broker and get a quote. And okay, I want to buy 100 of these or this and sell this. Okay, and you execute it and tell you, okay, you're filled. And of course, the transaction was $100, per side. So
back when we were doing, can't do them now, but we're going to start doing them here shortly, making our first one in April. But when we would do the seminars, the 2-day seminar like we're doing this weekend, the brokerage companies would come down and sponsor and get their name out there and all the numbers that we use, show everybody, and they would sponsor, and then they would give everybody that attended this special break on their commissions. So, hey, Randy, we've got that this weekend. Don't forget if you got time, drop by.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I will stop by the covered calls. Well, yeah, it's on the 22nd. Yeah.
Randy usually shows up and gives good advice on his stuff.
I'll be there I'll be there for Saturday, Joe, but Sunday I got my baseball game to play.
Okay,
so
great. Super.
Can't be there on Sunday.
Fantastic. I will throw this in now instead of the end. We are having a covered call seminar on a 2-day course this weekend. Let me get that code for you. But we do have a flash sale. It ends today. CC Flash 40, and it's CC Flash 40. I'm just gonna roll it up here. You can find it on our website. It happens. We're doing these once a quarter. The covered calls, Joe?
Once a quarter, yeah.
Yes, and the reattendance is not. We have a reattendance package as well that we do instead. But yeah, that ends today, and then we won't see that for a while.
Starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning and ends about 5, and then on Sunday also. Now, let me tell you, when Randy's there, you'll be there on Saturday. Sometimes it doesn't end 10 or 12 at night. You can't stop Randy. It's impossible to stop talking and demonstrating.
Love to teach.
Yeah.
But the seminar, it begins from zero. You don't have to know anything. It starts and it teaches about what options are and how to read charts. And it goes through then what a covered call is, which a covered call is the most conservative trading that you can do in the market is a covered call. And it goes through from A to Z. So you don't have to know anything. And it goes through everything that you need to know. So it's a great place, especially for even these young people that are being able to open accounts. It's great if they can come to the workshop and learn how to do it the correct way.
And that was the very first workshop that Randy ever went to. It was in Atlanta, and a long time ago, 15, 16, 17 years. And he got going, and he did fantastic. And other people can do it. You learn from Randy. He's fantastic. So, and he'll be there, and not on Sunday, but on Saturday, and that's funny. But the neat thing about the seminar is when we first started inventing all this stuff, nobody had these techniques. We invented everything. And so, right. But over the years, the CBOE and the general brokerage community, as far as these computerized trading platforms and all this stuff, have just made our techniques so much better.
Yeah.
And all this happened. So during the course of the seminar, there's been so much happened over all the years. And really get a good feeling how it used to be, and you appreciate why you do so much better today, and the returns are huge. Like Randy averages probably 5% a week. When we started off, we used to say, if we projected 3% a month, 3% a month, because you only had one closing, and that was the third Friday, and that was a huge rate, 36% a year, and now he does 5% a week, so huge.
Yep.
And that's all because of the market and computers and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like Mark said, the trading itself, and along with what Joe said, is the process is just being better and better and better for what we do. Mark said you used to have to call the broker, take 20, 30 minutes to do a trade, cost hundreds of dollars for commissions. Now you can do it in seconds on your laptop by yourself for 50 cents. So not only is the process improved dramatically, all the information is now available to you at your fingertips, and it costs almost nothing in commissions to do the trades.
Yep.
That's all just improved everything that we do step by step by step. And in addition to adding the weekly options into the option chain, it just keeps getting better.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think it's even valid to look into the future a little bit and know that technology will keep changing and keep advancing at a crazy rate. I mean, we started seeing the option commissions change when I remember before stocks were free to trade. We were kind of seeing that transition and wondering, taking guesses on how long it would be before options went commission free as well, and the different little ways they did stocks free first before they actually said no commissions on stocks. Then there was, the big Schwab purchase of those things. I don't know. It's gonna continue, and so it's interesting to look into the future of options, even when those go commissions free as well as the stocks did. I think it's going to continually change the market as well, because people have access to it and they know about it now. And now also those commissions are going to nothing, and even on options they've decreased dramatically.
You're absolutely right, Mike. Here's the amazing thing: your iPhone or your whatever phone you got, you trade, and the charts have gotten so good on the phones, and the trading platforms are just as easy as a regular computer, and you can do that on the size of a phone in your pocket. Just astronomically,
Come a long way from what it was, that's for sure, right? The old big desktop computer with the cathode ray tube that giving you maybe cancer or making your hair fall out.
And you had to have a huge desk just to put the computer on it.
Oh, right.
With the old dial-up modem, and it was, yeah.
Hey, Mike, I might pick up a couple of questions here real quick.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
go ahead. You can read that one.
Well, okay. Eleanor, our long-term client, says E-Trade has very good charts, easy to draw on. Now, what I don't understand, Eleanor, how the hell are you drawing on that chart? It's on your computer, or you do you have like some kind? You're not doing it like with the Crayola or anything like that.
This is Sharpie on the
electronic. It's electronic, and I use in my coaching sessions, I use E-Trade for going through all the analysis and examples, and I have a live account in E-Trade as well as with Schwab, and so E-Trade is a nice charting package that's included with that broker platform to be able to do analysis. In addition, of course, we have our own advanced charting packages that allow us to be able to do the type of trading that we do. But as far as just basic analysis to do line charts, E-Trade is good.
I would agree. It's very clean drawings specifically. So that's for fundamental. A fundamental analysis trader would probably love E-Trade. They're on the indicator side, which again, if you have different charting indicators for different things, a lot of times you don't need it. I think the indicator system is a bit more in depth on TradeStation or something like TD Ameritrade. So the charting itself may be a bit better, but as far as user friendliness, E-Trade, I would say anybody that's like coming out of Robinhood, for instance, and wants a real platform with a lot of meat, on his bones, I would say something like E-Trade would be a great place to land.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to learn how to use.
That
Yeah.
next question about MERIA, I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Merla.
Yeah,
Merla.
now, Randy chime in on this one too. Is it MERLA? Is it Merla? Is that how you say
Merla.
it?
Merla.
Okay. How long has CSE charting tool been around for? Just hoping to be able to trade micro moment full time one day and quit my job. Laugh out loud. You have to laugh out loud. You'll be able to do it. That chart.
Yeah.
How long we had that chart? 15 years.
I think the toolbox came out in 2009ish, somewhere around there, and been around ever
Yeah,
since.
I was there 2004ish, 5, and it came out shortly after that. I think. Yeah.
And the charting came in 2009 with advanced charting. So it's been around for a long time. I expect that.
And that chart,
Joe can answer how long it's going to be around, but I guess a long time.
A long time. That chart is proprietary on our micro moment trading part.
Correct.
You can rent just the chart without the advanced charting on it, or you can rent it with the advanced charting. If you take the seminar, you get it for free while you're taking the seminar. But it's Randy. Randy can tell you. That chart tells you exactly precisely. Mark can tell you precisely on that micro moment trading. Randy has a bunch of techniques. Micro moment trading, you only got one. You got a little red light and a green light, and when you buy that,
buying yourself,
it turns red. You get out of whammo just like that, and you can do it fast. Maybe lose a penny or two, or maybe just a little less than what you would make, but you never wait. 15, 16, 20 seconds to trade, and you're through for the day.
But one thing I just want to throw in, just to be clear to everybody, what Mark does and Micah and Tim with the micro moment trading, it's not speculation. It's an educated, advanced process because of the intraday streaming chart. If they didn't have that intraday streaming chart, they would not be able to do what they do with the success that they have. So it's critical. It's just not shooting in the dark. It's just not saying, I think this is going to happen. It's all based on being able to read and analyze the intraday streaming chart. And that's what allows these great success and fantastic returns that you're talking about, getting 4, 5, 6% a day, 60, 80% a week, trading in and out of positions in seconds and back to cash at the end of every day. And that's one of the great things, Mark, about what you do. You're at cash, you sleep like a baby every night. You don't have to worry anything that's going on in the world because your account is back to cash at the end of every day. That's just fantastic.
Especially in these wild market swings. A lot of investors, without some of the rules and techniques that we have, you wake up in the morning, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. The market's down 300 points. Crap.
Yeah. It's down 300 points before it even starts. So you don't even have a chance to do anything with what the market did. And that's what's so fantastic about the micro moment trading is in and out of those positions in a minute or less.
Yeah,
and you finish in cash. You never leave a position open overnight there. And that's just so comforting to be able to do that.
And that variant regarding learning that micro moment and then quit your job. That's what Randy did. But let me tell you, go, and I use this all the time. I use $2,000, put it in a virtual account. It's not going to cost you anything. Open a real account, and they'll give you the virtual account, $2,000. If you follow Mark here and Tim, and then you follow Randy here in a second, but follow them. They're doing 15, 20, 25 a day. If you just did 7% a week doing their trades, they're telling you exactly what to do. And 24 months trading, you're going to have over $500,000. 7% of $500,000 is 35,000. You can start making 35,000. Spend that as an allowance, and let the other 35,000 just compound. So you can easily do it, and you can do it if you do well with virtual trading. You can do well with money. There's absolutely no difference. So.
Right.
One for Randy here. Randy, thanks for working through the SPY CPR this week.
Yeah, that's a modified technique. It's an advanced cover call technique that I teach on Wednesdays. and I call it synthetic covered calls. So it takes the techniques that you're going to learn this weekend that Joe's going to be teaching on covered calls. It takes them to a higher accelerated level, like graduate school, and uses a lot less money. And Joe talks about leveraging your money without trading in margin. And instead of SPY trading at $415 a share, I entered a position and I used 90 cents a share, and closed it out yesterday actually for 3.2%. Even though the market declined dramatically yesterday, still exited all my cash back and 3.2% return for one day of being invested. I could have I could have taken the chance to just leave it go till the end of the day. I would have had 11.1% return, but I'm a little more conservative than that. When the market's going down and I can exit with all my cash back and a profit, I go ahead and do that, because you don't, like Mark said, this market's so wild. You never know where it's going to be in the next hour. So,
Yeah.
so Keith is in the service and was following along on that SPY trade, and it's because of the management techniques, and that's what you're going to learn this weekend, is how to manage a position. So we don't sell a stock for a loss. We manage it, generate income along the way, and then exit for a profit at the end. So was able to do that with SPY yesterday. And all the rest of them are, I mean, the market's up today, so they're all in great shape.
That's what's amazing about Randy's trades, though. He's been doing them forever. He never loses money on the stock. I mean, I guess you could if you didn't know what you were doing. But he has so many techniques. He has a book, 3.5 inches thick, of all the things you do so you never lose money on a position. You always make money no matter how bad the stocks go down, how bad the stocks go up, or how good the stocks go up. You always make cash. We're over on the macro moment. You don't have that. You got a red and green light. I'm telling you, that's it. And you only got the one thing, is get out of the deal. That's why it's probably 15, 16 seconds long. And you're always back to cash. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But going back to the brokers a little bit, circling back to that. So, I mean, there are numerous brokers out there, right? We could name them all, right? There's Charles Schwab, there's E-Trade, there's Interactive Brokers, there's Thinkorswim, whatever, right? Most of them are pretty adept now at having some type of paper trading account, pretty good charting, right, that you can utilize. So what it really comes down to is, what's your preference and what have you learned? Like a lot of times the brokers I use, because I adopted them early on, I know how, know how to use that package. I'm very, very familiar with getting in and getting out, and that's the important thing. How do you exercise the ability to make a trade and then get out of that trade quickly?
Well, Elder says, if you look up there, Elder says that the chart's so good on E-Trade. I mean, they draw in parallel lines. When you're doing the charting, the parallel lines, they draw those in for you. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. They have pretty good charts, and like Mark said, it really comes down to, can you use your platform? Do you like the platform? Do you like the customer service with the broker?
Right.
And as long as they have decent commissions, and commissions right now, you should pay nothing for buying and selling stock, and options should be less than 50 cents per contract.
Yes.
If you're paying more than that, you might want to consider changing or calling the broker and saying, "Hey, I'm getting out of here unless you lower that commission." So they're already almost nothing. 50 cents or less is, yeah.
Huge thing. I want to say something that I want to be heard by everyone here that does not know it. Commissions are negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you that. They don't explain it. They say what their rates are. They're not rates. They're negotiable commissions, because you are a client. They make it seem like, that's why I wanted to talk about brokers today, because there's this image that it's this place you go to, they do something for you, they're like a bank, kind of. It's really not that way. They're a business, you're a client, and they have direct competitors that offer the exact same thing, and they offer little different charting packages and little different, slightly different fill times, and they're battling each other on commissions for 5 cents. But they work for you. You are the client. You are running your business, you're trading, you're the head. You have to reframe that in your mind, right? You're the head honcho, and they they are offering you, the building to do your work, so to speak. But
they prefer to keep you, right? Because just like anything, once you acquire a
yeah,
client, it costs so much money, right? And to keep
yeah.
that client is easier than trying to acquire a new client. So they would love to have you stay.
Yeah,
And
And they consider an active trader, the clients they want to keep, just a couple of trades a month
Yep.
puts you way above the average trader. So if you're just doing one trade a day, you're really an important customer to that broker, and they want to keep you there.
coming back around to PDT, right?
yep.
PDT, it seems like an inconvenient thing. It seems like that. Know that if you have that label, you got to set up your account a certain way, but also that's your VIP badge. You can start to ask for things as you make these trades, as you have been there for a while. Like, yeah, sure, you're not going to be able to go in on week 2 and be like, well, I think you should cut my commissions in half because I made 3 trades for $1,000 each. Of course not, right? But after a while, after you get these repeated trades, let's say you only trade $1,000 a day, right?
Yep.
And you only make $1,000 trade, and that's it. They keep a running total of all of the money you have exchanged, because it doesn't matter if it's the same $1,000. They're going to charge you commissions every time you enter and every time you exit, right? You are constantly paying for that. So the longer that accrues, that total dollar amount that you've run through their system just increases in one way. Even though you only see your account balance, right? They're getting a running total of money you've spent with them, and you should start to use that to your advantage.
And obviously, though, if you're a large or high net worth person, you have a large deposit in their account, they're going to want to listen to you more too, right? So
Yeah, if you're walking in the door with 50K or something, yeah, then you can reach out.
Let me get this one from Ken, and then transfer it over to Randy, who's got some great answers on this. Ken says, what's the lowest you're paying for options at this time? Kim, there's, virtually all stocks have options. And I know, like on Tim, who trades on the micro moment, this morning he was buying the options for 88 cents and 93 cents and 73 cents. And that's $7.30 for 100 shares. The contract is 100 shares. You got to do 100 shares. So they're paying $7.30, and that's on the $200. So options, and there's no borrowing on options, and our techniques work fantastic. So you have incredible leverage. And Randy, tell them what you do. You've got a much better story than that.
I believe he's talking about commissions as well, options commissions.
Oh, options.
Yeah. The commissions again, 50 cent at zero for stocks, right? So buying and selling stocks, there should be no commission on that. Zero money altogether. There's a SEC charge, right? There's the Obamacare tax on it's a small fee that you have to pay no matter what you're doing. I think it's for selling anytime you sell something. Now, as far as commissions on options, again, 50 cents is the top. If you're paying more than 50 cents per contract, that's way too much.
Each way.
For each contract, yeah, buying and selling. And I've heard of some people down to 15 cents. So
I don't pay any more than 35 cents. That's max for me. I won't pay any more than 35 cents. That's max.
35 cents. There you go. And so that's the upper side. So that's the most you should be paying. And I've heard of places 15 cents or even, and they're coming down. The broker makes their money on the money that you put in the account. They leverage that money to loan to other people. Any position you have, they can borrow those out, and they make all kinds of money behind the scenes. That's where they make their money. They want to keep you as a client. The more clients they have, the more money they're going to make. That the little stuff on the commissions for the contracts, that's just like they're kind of extra spending cash, so to speak. So anyway, you should be able to be down in the 35 to 40 cent range pretty easy once you start, trading a couple times, just a couple times a week is all.
I know we're almost out of time. Let me get that Kim D and then Randy chime in also. Kim D, because that's a good point. Good statement there. Kim, can you get Kim up there?
Oh, Kim.
Kim, yeah.
Yep.
It says the weekly county report used to show the percentage gains for the day and week. Why have you changed the format? We have not. We've expanded the format on the micro moments trading. Goes out every single day for all the trades and the returns on the micro moment. And it goes to everybody that subscribes to that. It goes to our whole middle list. And Randy's, I prepared that cow report, and Randy sends me the information on all his trades. And those are the same when you subscribe to his service, the same trades that you see as they're done. And you state the returns on those finished trades, don't you, Randy?
Yeah, everyone, yeah.
So nothing's changed. Ken, it's I mean not Ken, but Kim. Same thing. It's always been. So,
right.
Yeah, so the cow report that Joe's talking about, that's a free weekly newsletter that Joe sends out every Friday. Sign up for it at www.micromomenttrading.com. Is that where they go? Sign up for that free cow report, because in there you get to see the actual results. So you can see exactly what happened during that week, and hear the comments and questions from clients around the world. So it's free. So sign up for it, and you can kind of keep up with some of the stuff that's going on.
that just it's a really good question. The last one there from Maryland. Yeah. I should see if interactive brokers will lower their commissions, because sometimes I'm only trading $1,000 to $1,500 at a time. It affects profits. Yes, it does. But listen to me, Dave. Interactive brokers, they're a fantastic brokerage firm. They're particularly great if you are outside the U.S. They're a U.S. firm, but outside the U.S. they're working with foreign investors. Fantastic. And they will negotiate on commissions. Now, a lot of the things they sell don't have any commissions, so you're just talking about some transaction fees. But you shouldn't be worried about the commissions to interactive brokers. They're probably more aggressive about that than most of these other brokers are. But they're really, really good firms.
And as time passes, I think that's going to be a continued forefront of the change, because one of the first things that we saw on options commissions is there was a trade fee, and then there was a commission on the actual amount of lots you get. So it was a fixed dollar amount, and then you could pay a certain amount of cents per contract, or you could pay more cents per contract for a lower dollar amount, depending on, if you were naturally going in with more or less money. They've kind of changed that structure from favoring bigger dollar trade sizes to getting rid of the per trade fee, and then increasing that per contract fee to make up for it, because they realize a lot of you can sell $100 item once, or you can sell $1 item 100 times, and they've kind of restructured that format as retail investing has increased, I think. So that's going to continue, I would imagine.
I've just seen for the first time the picture of Merla. Merla is a female, right?
Yes.
Looks like she's a ski instructor or something there.
I like to be where she's at. Looks pretty cool. Yeah.
I kept trying
on the slopes.
Yeah, I kept trying to pronounce her name how you do that if you were a man. And sorry about that, Merla. Didn't mean to change your sex on you. So
all good. Excellent. Ken was wondering about the lowest commission earlier. That's correct. Awesome.
This is before any of you were ever born, but my first commissions with E-Trade were $29 a commission. That's just a commission. Then there were other costs associated with that. And that one stock, $29.
Yep.
Yeah, when I started just trading stock, it was a percentage of the amount that you traded. So like if you bought $40,000 worth of a stock, it was like $400 or $500 for that commission. It was unreal, just totally unreal. So as they started coming down, it's been great.
I mean, the competitiveness in the brokerage firms have really picked up. Right back then, they kind of dominated everything. Right, there's just a few major brokers, and that was it.
Yeah, and if you wanted to trade, you had to pay it, so you couldn't do it outside that. So, yeah, now that with the internet and all the online brokers now, that there's real competition that really has driven those prices down, which is great for us. We love it.
been great for the traders. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And if anyone ever is transferring brokers for other reasons, right? There's a lot of reasons for that. Make sure you bring in that commission thing on the way, right? If you say, well, I just like the charts over here better, make sure you say, it's all about how you frame it. And if you're in control and you talk to your person at your new brokerage, also we always recommend having a person that you can ask for at your place, even if you always call on the same day of the week. It never hurts. It only helps to have somebody you're familiar with there that can actually explain, how the different changes are working. But even if you're changing just for charts or something like that, just say, well, this is what I'm paying over here, and I sure would like to have some better charts if only the pricing was right. You can do those things.
Mike, let me say one important thing too. I know we're getting real close here. In July, we're coming up with a master's trade 2 days here in Fort Worth. It's going to be fantastic. Mike is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Randy's going to be there. And all of our people are going to be there. And it's really a 2-day thing. We start off with a fantastic cocktail party, and then we have a day of seminar on Saturday, a day of seminar on Sunday, and then we have a big dinner on Saturday night that we pay for. It's really, really a fantastic deal. And send Sue Ann, support micromomenttrading.com, an email, and she'll give you details. And I think the date will be firm tomorrow. It looks like it's going to be around the middle of July. So,
yeah,
in Fort Worth, in Fort Worth, right?
It'd be in Fort Worth, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, Fort Worth is great place.
And we've done these for years. This will be the first one since all this stuff with the virus started. So it's been over. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good time. Always a good time.
Couple years.
Mark's done a lot of them, and Mark and as Randy cruise around the world. We have cruises, and these guys have been everywhere too. And Mike has even been on a cruise. He was only 12 at the time. He couldn't.
12? 17.
He had a note from home.
Yeah. He had to have an adult accompany him, right? He did have
an adult.
An underage minor.
Yeah.
I was indeed. Yeah.
We're those old folks. Yeah. Okay.
All righty, guys. Well, thank you for chatting about this. Very relevant topic. I think it applied to a lot of people, and I'm appreciative for you guys putting in your input.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. We will see you next week. We do release the editorial, which these podcasts are based on Friday. So tomorrow, another Cow Report will come out with our topic for next week. So if you want to take a look at that, or if you ever want to read the editorial just side by side with the show we do here. Also, we've been doing a lot of work on TikTok. I don't know how many videos are on. We're at 50 last week, I think, total, and those are just live trades. Those are free little case studies and little lessons. They're all easily digestible. So if you're ever curious about Micro Moment, we're focusing on the Micro Moment for TikTok because it's less than 1 minute videos, and we kind of happen to work well with that format with less than 1 minute trades. So focusing on that right now. But if you're ever curious what those look like, we can.
So does it have one of the videos of Keith's happy dance on there?
I don't think so.
Isn't that in TikTok? Aren't you supposed to be dancing on it? So,
I think that's a great idea.
Because when Keith has a great trade, he always does a happy dance. So you need to get his happy dance out there on the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and maybe at the Masters seminar, maybe Keith will come and do his happy dance. You never know.
There you go.
And he always
we can encourage him. Yeah.
He always wears that skirt.
Yeah.
And Mary said, "Whoa, that was snowboarding." So.
Snowboarding, nice.
Yeah,
there's snowboarding. My son loves to snowboard.
And if you can attend the 2-day,
nice.
Randy's be there, and it's all Saturday, not all day, but 9 o'clock I get tired in the afternoon. It's supposed to be 4 o'clock. Usually I get tired about 1:30. But Randy keep going. He just keeps going all day, all night. So, okay.
There you go. All right, guys.
Awesome. All right, have a great weekend, guys, coming up, and we will see you
Have a
next
good time, everyone. Keep that market going.
That's right.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah. Hope to see you tomorrow. If not, we will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
See you later.
Okay.